Hey everybody, it's Margot.
Guys, I'm such a fucking actress.
And Lydia.
Strong black woman over here.
But you already know why we're here.
Pop off, sis.
I went commando on public transportation, huh?
Oh my god.
I love a good lazy river because I'm lazy and I like water.
Pop off, sis.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungover right now.
The content you may not want but deserve.
Pop off.
I think I popped off about that.
You popped off.
Pop off, sis!
Hello everyone! Welcome to another exciting episode.
Woo! Hi guys. Welcome.
I hope everyone's doing well.
Yep. For sure.
And I want to know about your rose this week, Lydia, so what you got?
Okay, well, hi Margot.
Well,
Missed
hello.
you much. Wish we could be in the same room. Anyway, okay, so my rose is just, we all know it's fall time. And what does the fall bring? Brings
Lattes.
What was that?
Pumpkin spice lattes?
Pumpkin spice lattes, sure. Definitely what I was gonna say. I still be drinking iced coffee in the middle of winter though, so like always. I'm not gonna. Anyway, it also brings the NFL. NFL season is here. Ravens are back 2-0 currently. We got Kansas City on Monday Night Football prime time. Okay, best time of the year. I mean, besides Christmas, this is like an early Christmas gift. So I'm here for that. What's popping for your rose this week? Because we're not in what's popping yet. We're in the roses. So what's your rose?
My rose is also a thorn. It's a rose thorn. It's a 2-in-1. So I've had children in my house the past 2 weeks. A 7-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, my cousin's kids. They were not random children. I did not just pick them up off the street. I would like to clarify that. Started that a little weird. My cousin's been here. She was here with her 2 kids. They live out west. The fires were getting close to their home. Nothing happened to their home. It was just the air quality was really bad. So she flew out here. We housed them. It was great. So after, all of this quarantining, not seeing people and stuff, there was suddenly the most chaotic energy I have been a part of in 6 months, which was a 7-year-old and a 1.5-year-old being around the house 24/7. So it was wonderful. I got lots of baby hugs, which is always nice. I got lots of 7-year-old hugs. I was treated like a live jungle gym at times. And they were really sweet and it was nice to see them. But also, I don't know how parents are doing it. I wasn't even parenting and I was exhausted every single day because they just don't. The 7-year-old had school for 30 minutes and that was it. And this is off topic, but I just have to mention, Lydia, the sunset behind you is looking so gorgeous.
You get a view with the view.
Oh, yes, I do.
It's very beautiful right now. You're right. It's like purpley blue. Oh, it's a vibe. Like pink.
You look like you're a part of a painting, and I don't know, it's bringing out like the tone, like a pinkish tone in your face, and it's just like very beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't handle this right now. the affirmations, but thank you. We as women need to get better about that. Accepting positive compliments.
I always make like a weird noise. I'm like, when someone compliments me, I'll like make a weird noise, or I'll be like, you too, or like, I can't just be like, thanks, or I say thank you, but in such a weird way. I'm like, thanks.
That's it. It's just weird. Like, then you just say, thanks so much. You're like, wow, that bitch really thinks she's pretty. What's popping this week? What's not popping this week? Mine are quick, so let me just go first and just say that what's popping is that Dancing with the Stars is also back because it's fall time. It usually comes back in the fall. I think it's like season 18 or something. But if you've been living under a rock, you might not know that Carol Baskin is on the season of Dancing with the Stars.
Carol Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Fed them to tigers, they snacking. What's happening? Carol Baskin.
Now, they had their first elimination last week, and I actually am not caught up, so I don't know who was eliminated. But we all know it's probably not Carol because ratings. You know, they're going to keep Carol on to like the final four. And then
for sure.
boot her out. But her first dance was like everything and more because it's exactly what you expect from Carol. It was Eye of the Tiger was the song. And it just...
Was she wearing leopard print or like cheetah tiger print something?
She was wearing like cheetah print with like some pink and purple in there, like some random colors, but the orange tiger stuff. And it was just awkward. It was just very, what you expect Carol Baskin to be like dancing is exactly what you got. So.
Oh my God.
And then what's not popping, even though, like I said, we're happy the Ravens are back, but LA Chargers player Tyrod Taylor, who used to be a Raven, okay, so in the first game of the season, he was being treated on the sideline because he got hurt he like cracked his rib or something, like a fractured rib on his first game.
Ooh.
But while the doctor was treating him, the doctor was trying to give him a shot for the pain, and actually from that punctured one of his lungs. So now he's...
Oh my God.
Yeah, like... The cracked rib, you thought that was an issue, but now he's got a punctured lung, so that's an issue.
Do you think the doctor's gonna be fired?
I don't know. I should have read up on that because I'm not sure, but there was a lot of like stuff coming out from the team saying like the doctor's great. Like it's just such a shame that this happened because the doctor has a good reputation. That's all I know. But can you imagine?
Shit happens, you know, like, but damn, that's whew.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I know. And that, I'm like, was that a big needle? I'm confused. Like, what? How did that even happen?
Is that a huge needle? It's like,
yeah. So I guess pray for him. I don't know. He did not have a good week last week. Okay. How about you?
Doesn't sound like it. Well, what's happening this week that I have seen is, one, I'm really excited about the Enola Holmes movie that was released on Netflix today. I don't know if you read the books when you were a kid, but I read like only one, I think. But Enola Holmes is Sherlock Holmes' little sister, female detective in London around the time he was, which I forget which time period it was, but it was like 200 years ago, or maybe it was early 1900s. I can't remember. Anyways, the movie stars Millie Bobby Brown as Enola, and it just looks like really good and fun, and I love a good mystery, so I'm excited to watch it. I thought it was going to be a TV series, and then I realized it was a movie, and I was like so disappointed because I was like, I want more mystery. But the other thing that's really, really happening this week, but it might have happened last week. I don't know what week we're in, guys. It's quarantine. Zendaya won the Emmy for Euphoria. What? All the applause. We can put this in editing. I mean, first of all, did you see the picture after with her Emmy in her outfit?
No.
Okay, I will insert it in, but she looks phenomenal, radiating smile, holding that Emmy that she deserves. Her performance in Euphoria was euphoric.
Oh, I like that.
Maybe not for her character. Her character went through hard times. It was rough, but she did a phenomenal job. She got the Emmy. Very exciting. First Black woman to ever win. What did she win? Best drama? Best female in a drama?
Actress. Yeah, the lead role.
Lead in a... Because the Emmy has so many categories. It's hard. But anyway, she won, and it's a big deal, and I'm very, very happy, very proud. If you watch Euphoria, I can't speak today. Euphoria, she totally deserved that.
She did. Season 2. We're excited for season 2.
And yes, season 2, I can't wait. And also, I want them to release a clothing line, like a whole clothing, beauty line based on the characters, because I feel like, also, does anyone have ideas for Halloween? Because even though it's going to be indoors, I might be quarantining with a look from Euphoria. Who knows? I also suck at makeup, so maybe not. But alas, what is not happening this week that I just read? So it's almost like breaking news from the Pop Culture Podcast. Who would have guessed? Demi Lovato, who just got engaged 2 months ago, her engagement is broken off with some actor named Max. I don't know, irrelevant. I read a couple different articles from a couple different entertainment sites, and it seems like he was getting a little weird, and maybe that he was just using her for fame. I don't know. Anyways, it was not going well. I mean, they got engaged really quick. Like, they were in quarantine, I think, like 4 months together or something, and then they got engaged, and then so they've broken it off. And it makes me sad, though, because I thought there was going to be a nice love story there. You know, Demi Lovato has been through the ringer, and I do worry. I mean, I don't know her personally, but I'm sure it's got to be hard in times of heartbreak to, you know, when you're an addict dealing with addiction. It's probably very difficult when you're going through emotionally heavy times. So I'm sending positive vibes her way, but I'm happy if she realized this was not the guy for her to end the engagement, because you should never be trapped into a marriage.
Totally. I mean, exactly. And I wonder, like, if something happened, though, because I just want to know, like, why now they're, you know, splitting up, like, now that they're engaged as opposed to like a couple months ago. I don't know. Maybe there was like a turning point. But I was thinking the same thing. Her as an addict, you know, like you said, we don't know her personally, but, you know, you got to wonder, people like that might put too much happiness and like emotion into the relationship, and then they go off the deep end, you know, once that ends. So it's like, you hope she was strong enough to be on her own before that and deal with this and not relapse or do whatever. But I think it's always important to work on yourself. So hopefully she can just focus on herself again and, you know, just keep getting stronger. Someone said online, they were like, we're going to get a fire album out of this.
We are, though. She's going to give us some nice riffs, some nice belting, some ballads.
Yes. And like a good like FU song as well. Like,
yeah. And we could use more of those, honestly. My playlist of FU songs isn't long enough yet. I need a couple more. So, Demi, if you're listening, we support you, and we would like a nice FU song.
Yes, you heard it here first. Only us. Do it for us.
All right, it is time to get into this week's topic, which this one, I'm going first, and Lydia does not know all this tea, so I'm going to be telling it. This is her live, raw reaction to all this. It's Bachelor world news, and as we know, one of the saddest things about this partnership is that, between Lydia and I, is that she doesn't watch the Bachelor franchise. But to be fair, I don't watch the Housewives, so we each have our own thing.
Even.
But
change that, because I'm gonna start watching Bachelor.
Okay, I will trade off. Once you start watching, I'll watch some Housewives. But you got to tell me which one, because there's too many. It's confusing.
Right. We'll start you off slow. You can pick one franchise at a time. I got you.
Okay, perfect. Well, here's the tea, you guys. Cassie Randolph and Colton Underwood broke up in mid-April. So during quarantine, during Corona. So who are these people? If you don't watch The Bachelor, I don't understand these names. Well, Colton Underwood was season 23's Bachelor on the show The Bachelor. And they had a lot of drama because Cassie in one of the final weeks was essentially obviously the front runner for him. She told him, I want to leave the show. I just don't feel like I can get engaged to you in like a week. I think there was only like 1 or 2 weeks left. So she was like, I need to go because I feel like I'm not being fair to you, and you have other women here who are willing to like get engaged. Well, this is when he so famously, hopefully I'll be able to insert a clip, jumped over a fence that does not look like it could physically be hopped over. and ran off into the night, shut down production of the show, and was like, I'm leaving and I'm just gonna go date Cassie. And they have been dating ever since. I think it's been 1 or 2 years. I don't know. They've been dating a while. But news of them breaking up. Well, actually, it's interesting because he got COVID and quarantined at her parents' house in March. And then they broke up mid-April. So who knows what happened there. Anyways.
Gave her parents COVID and then dumped her. Got it. Awesome.
Exactly.
Sounds like a winner.
Oh, 100%. Listen, I always got weird vibes from this man, okay? But now you're really gonna know that there's weird vibes. Actually, more than that, stalker vibes, because on September 11th, Cassie filed a restraining order against Colton, which a judge temporarily granted until, I believe, October 6th, when they both have to appear in court to see if it actually goes through. Now, if Underwood violates this temporary restraining order, he could be arrested, resulting in a year of jail and or a $1,000 fine. So why? Why did she do this? Well, this man, after they broke up, one, would not stop texting her. If you see the amount of texts that are all gray with no blue sent back, it is like, boy, you got to take a hit. But to be fair, you know, sometimes when people are heartbroken, they just reach out, you know, they're devastated. Well, then what this man went and did was created a fake stalker that texted her. So he texted her from a fake stalker number that was like weird stuff like, you were using Colton and all this stuff. And then he had the fake stalker himself text him. So he was texting himself from a fake number to make it seem like, oh, I got stalked by this stalker too. And so he was texting Cassie, and then she was finally responding to him being like, we both have this stalker. The stalker, aka Colton, was texting Cassie like that he knew where she was and all of this stuff. Why? How did he know that? Also, Colton kept popping up places like they found him standing in Cassie's alley. They found him standing outside her window. And he always seemed to know where she was. I know, Lydia, this might get a little scary for you. What did they find? He attached a tracking device to her car.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He needs to lock him up.
Yeah. So this is why the restraining order has been filed. He went cuckoo on this girl. It is not okay. You cannot stalk your ex. It sucks. Breakups suck. You gotta let it go. You gotta move. I mean, that is psychotic. Creating a fake stalker and then tracking them.
Yeah, that's what I was like. When it gets complex like that, when they take the time to think out how they're gonna stalk, like, that's too much. Oh no. Why was he so obsessed with her? It must have been a good relationship.
I mean, I think it was, he always gave me weird vibes with her. Like, he was so, like,
they should have never gone after him when he jumped that fence. That would have been, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it is crazy town.
Do they still have this court date in October? That's still happening.
Yes, they do still have the court date in October. That's when it'll be finalized, the restraining order. I'm sure that's when more details will come out. In all seriousness, I do hope that this man's like gets some help, goes to a therapist, you know, and I hope, I mean, that's got to be terrifying. So I hope Cassie's okay. I mean, I hope they're all okay. It is just some craziness. And listen, as much as the Bachelor franchise is glorified, you might be dating a future stalker if you go on there. So something to consider.
Very true. Something to consider. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it just sucks because he's now, you know, he's a celebrity and now he's doing this. I hope he doesn't, you know, it's getting more attention because of what's happening. But it's like, I hope people take Cassie's side and be like, all right, Colton. That's so annoying. He could have just been a normal celebrity. And now he's like a stalker.
No, he's a psycho celebrity. God darn it. I hate when they do that.
I hate when they make the fake stalker and put a tracker on your car. Don't you hate the car track?
I hate it.
Wow. That is certainly the tea on that. We will be staying tuned to find out what Colton and Cassie are up to. Wow. Okay. We got some more serious, sadder, realer issues to discuss. Now, today, if you're watching this on the day it was posted, it's, I believe, like September 28th or something. This is Monday of the last week in September. So last week, we all found out that Breonna Taylor did not get the justice that she deserved. And that is because only one cop was charged with anything involving her death, but the charge itself had nothing to do with her death. So basically, she did not get any justice, okay? So one of the police officers involved in the case was charged with wanton endangerment, which basically, in like layman's terms, means that there was a situation that could somehow involve or possibly result in someone dying. And basically it's like you're not going to be blamed for that because it was a possibility. And also it only has to do really with the bullets from the police officer's gun that went into neighbors' apartments and didn't kill them. So the charge had nothing to do with killing Breonna, had nothing to do with endangering Breonna, had nothing to do with Breonna, the person killed in this case. So yeah, people are pissed, and rightfully so. Like, Kentucky's going crazy right now. The nation is protesting, like, as they should. And I was gonna say this to the end, but I feel like I don't know, lately I've been thinking a lot about how people have said, this Breonna Taylor, is now a symbol among so many others, unfortunately, and she's a hashtag and she's a name or whatever, but like, she is a human being, and she was a human being who was, who was employed, who had a family, I think that's something that I've even had to think about more, is like, she was a human being with a life, right. She's not just the poster child for police brutality. Like, she had her own life, so it's important to remember her on like a human level, I think, because sometimes I think we're so numb to just the next victim. But yeah, so basically it's like, what the fuck. Also last week, as everyone knows, the Attorney General of Kentucky, Daniel Cameron, he gave a press conference when the news came out about this, and it was an awful press conference. I understand it's hard to face the media and face questions, but in my opinion, he showed more concern for the grand jury that came to this decision about this one charge for the one police officer than he cared for, speaking on behalf of Breonna and her family and protecting her. Like, he to me was so, didn't show any kind of empathy, didn't like seem like he cared really on a human level, and that's a real problem. So speak, Margot.
Yeah, I mean, I think when they called the National Guard before they announced the charges, like, they called in the National Guard, you knew it was gonna be bad. Like, you knew that was them admitting to, like, we are doing something that we know is wrong, is gonna make people upset. Like, that was, I mean, you can't, like, there's no way to rationale that out and be like, no, we were doing the right thing. We just thought, like, people would have mixed reactions or something. It's like, no, when you call in the National Guard, people are gonna fucking be angry that you didn't care.
And you're right, you're referring to that they brought in the National Guard to Kentucky to deal with protesters before they announced that this is what the charge would be. Mm-hmm.
And I just, honestly, taking freaking humanity out of the situation, I don't understand how they were sitting in a room knowing everything that's happening right now, and they thought, this is the way to go. This is the only thing we could find within the law. It's like, no, there was something else that could have been there. Like, yes, I know the law is a lot more complicated than people understand. I have a boyfriend in law school. I understand that. Okay, he talks about shit. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. But it boggles my mind. And yes, I think what you said is so important. This was a human. She was a person with a life, with a family, with people who deeply cared about her. And now people are selling like t-shirts with, like, I saw, what did I see today? Someone's selling a t-shirt that says, "It's Breonna Taylor for me." I was like, what does that even mean?
No.
Based off like the TikTok, it's the blah 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 for me.
But I also thought that it's the blah 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 for me is like about funny things, or like things that are like that get you, like, that makes you like whatever the thing is. But I guess it can be both ways. Like, I don't know, but that's wrong regardless. That's wrong. That's, wow. Why are we even surprised? Well, wow.
And I don't know. I just wonder where the humanity is.
Yep.
At the end of the day, with so many, every time this happens, it's like, really, where is the empathy? Yeah, I understand sometimes the law has to be like, you take a step back and you look at things objectively, but at the end of the day, and we'll talk about her later, but the reason RBG was so respected was because she brought humanity into the cases that she looked at, because the law deals with social justice and you can't separate them. They have to be, the only way this country is going to advance is if we look at issues from an empathetic standpoint and a lawful standpoint. Exactly. And yeah. Okay, also I realized that maybe bringing up RBG in a conversation about Breonna Taylor, maybe that wasn't the right moment to do that. I didn't mean it in that way.
I know.
It's just, people need more humanity, and I don't know how we get that within the justice system. Like, what can we do to change it? Unless we all become lawyers, which
but
who's got money for that?
Right. And also there's, in this day and age, there's so many ways to mobilize. There's so many ways to make change. So we can do it. I try and be hopeful, but even just back to the nitty gritty of the grand jury, I don't know too much about grand juries, but what you said, I think, is important about, you were like shocked that they couldn't find anything else when we're in this day and time, and like how they couldn't see how the police were at fault. And like you said, you got to look at the law, you got to look at the facts. I understand that. And especially, it's like, if we were on the other side of it, like if your family member is one of those police officers, of course, you're going to be biased in that way. So I know it's very complex, but that's why people really want to know the races of the grand jury members. Mm-hmm. But of course, the Kentucky Attorney General, he was like not going to release that, of course, to protect them or whatever. But yeah, it's where is the humanity? You're right. And it's just, I just keep going back to, I don't know, I've been thinking about like how numb we are to this, but how different it would be if it's like your own family member or someone like a friend. Like, just, that's where I'm trying to think of this in terms of like getting in the heads of Breonna's family, because like, can you imagine, it's almost like you don't have your own time to grieve because you're too busy, being a face for the nation of police brutality, So it was definitely a very disappointing decision, because yet again, it's people getting away with murder of Black bodies in this country. And I don't know. It's just, yeah.
On that note, I think we're riled up, and I think that we can go into Savage Seconds.
Who needs a sound effect when we have you, Margot? Savage.
All right, you know the drill. We have 30 seconds each to rant about anything that we possibly can think of. Lydia, you are off in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I guess I'm an adult and all now because, you know, I got a real job, a big girl job, whatever. But as part of adulting, that the 5 days that you're working goes by, I don't know, like a year. And then the weekend, your 2 days of rest goes by like that. I blink and it's fucking Monday morning. I'm not with it. I need more time off. Y'all know how many shows I watch. My Netflix list is long. My Xfinity list is long. I need to watch TV. Like, I need to be paid to like watch movies. Yeah.
Okay, it is my turn. And Lydia, you talking about adulting makes me think about the fact that I am still in school. And on the fact that I am still in school, why do teachers, do professors add assignments that are not on the original syllabus? There should be a law against this. There should be something against this, because all of my professors, I don't know if they're like, oh, it's COVID time and I can just do what I want, but they keep adding more assignments. I don't need more busy work. I want my time to watch my shows too. And you can leave me alone with that busy work. Thank you.
Thank you. Mic drop. On time. Way to go. That was great. Yeah, that's crazy though. Teachers are not playing games. See, this is what happened. They figured out how to use Zoom and how to like do this whole teaching from home, and now they're back on their bullshit is what's happening. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, literally, the end of last semester, I was like, oh, this is so easy.
Right.
Because none of the professors knew what they were doing. And now it's like, okay, I see you. I see your real intentions.
Right. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll go to grad school one day. I don't know. Probably not. But I will say, like, when I graduated, that was one nice thing. It's like that last semester, everyone was just trying to figure it out. So we went online. It was like, yeah, school, okay. And then, okay. It's time to move forward, is it not? Moving forward.
Guys, we got to figure out a way to block Trump's Supreme Court nominee. This man says less than 30 days. I mean, if he loses. He should not be able to put through a Supreme Court nominee. It was RBG's dying wish for them to wait until the next president. His short list of people right now just looks atrocious in terms of women's rights, LGBTQ rights. I'm sure there are other rights that I'm not mentioning right now that it also looks atrocious for. I don't know that there's enough time, but I think if anybody can say screw the system, it would be the orange Cheeto, the Oompa Loompa that is in that little white box.
Also, one is the orange pumpkin because they go bad in November. But
shoot! Yes, I love that. You can sip on that pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, extra pump of pumpkin spice. Yeah.
We got to figure out a way. I've been signing petitions. It's hard because it's within the government, you know, and we don't know how much the petitions do, but I'm signing them anyways because I'm hopeful. Call your delegates. Be like, no, I don't want these people. And we got to figure out a way. Also, just in this vein, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge RBG's Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the great, the amazing, her death, her passing, and the fact that that woman worked every single day of her entire life. I don't know if you know this, Lydia, but I watched her movie, the movie about her life. When she was in law school, she had 2 kids and her husband had cancer. And so she went to all of her classes, plus took care of the kids, plus went to all of her husband's classes and took notes for him because he couldn't go because he had cancer.
That's right. I heard that. That's like next level. Like she was like the supreme mom, wife, and lawyer and Supreme Court justice. Like, I know. She was on a whole nother level. That's crazy. And what was so compelling too, you know, hearing about her life and hearing about her struggles, with even, I think she graduated top of her class, like number 1 in her class from Columbia Law, I think. Well, she graduated #1 in her class. And just because she was a woman, she couldn't get any jobs at law firms. Like, that was the only reason. And she had all the qualifications. So yeah, just a mountain of a woman. Someone had a good phrase. They said, her shadow is long. And it's true, because her legacy will live on forever. And I mean, just to reiterate what you were saying, yes, I know. I mean, so fun fact, in my job, I listen to constituents every day. And the #1 issue, at least for the past week and a half, has been, like, the second RBG passed away, we started getting calls that Trump should not be allowed to nominate someone before a new president is installed. Honor RBG's wishes. Yes, I know. And it's just unfortunate because the options are kind of limited for Democrats to intervene. I mean, it's kind of like you would have to go the extreme of either impeaching Trump again to just kind of like have this stall period where he can't nominate someone, or the only other option really right now is to let him go through and nominate someone, because he's going to do it. Honestly, by the time this podcast comes out, he probably will have named Amy Coney Barrett, who is like the #1 choice right now. And then, so the only other option would be to possibly pack the court. So like try and increase the number of seats on the Supreme Court. Just to give Democrats more power in terms of evening out. Like, I know it always has to be an odd number because you don't want to tie in Supreme Court decisions. But yeah, honestly, options are very limited and it's awful. And it's just like, I mean, we won't go into the hypocrisy of Mitch McConnell saying, you know, when Obama had 11 months left to pick someone, no, he can't pick anyone. And now Trump has like less than a month and no, yes, he can pick someone. It's like, it's enraging. It's so enraging that it's hard to even speak. Anyway, you know, at the very least, just honor the woman's wishes. It was her last wish. Be a human. We talk about humanity a lot, right? It doesn't exist in this administration, apparently. We knew that.
Or give it like a week, you know? Like,
I know.
Let her coffin, go to the Supreme Court, and go to the Capitol first. This passing is really just tragic because she was such a great woman and because we don't know what it means for the future of this country and for the highest court in the land. So please, just, if you believe in womanhood and being able to have a credit card as a woman, that's because of RBG.
That's right.
So let's honor her memory by taking out Trump's nominee. Not like Sniper style, but you know.
Not letting him pick.
Yes, there we go. And with those notes, I want to hear a beautiful quote of the day from you, Lydia.
Yes, okay, because we gotta have one from the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg herself. She says, and let me just say, she's just so wise. She's got so many quotes. It was hard to pick, but this also applies to the Breonna Taylor case and everything going on in our country, so it was good. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen to side with the oppressors. Period. That whole notion about, you know, don't just not be racist, be anti-racist. How about that? Ugh, rest in peace.
Love her. My quote today is by Curtis Tyrone Jones, and it is, just because you take breaks doesn't mean you're broken. Guys, this week has been a lot. Take a break. Enjoy a day off. We are dealing with a lot of shit right now, and if you take a break, it doesn't mean that you are having a mental breakdown, although if you are, I would understand you. I'm right there with you. It just means that we need time to breathe.
Yep. Honestly, Margot, I think you'd be proud of me. I was thinking when you said take a break, I was like, in the wise words of Eliza Hamilton,
take a break.
Yeah.
Run away with us for the summer. Let's go upstate.
Oh, I love that song. Yes, you better sing. Because if I could sing, I would love to sing it. I love that song. Take a break doesn't mean you're broken. Love it. Love it. And with that, take a break from us for the next 2 weeks. If you want, or just go binge our old episodes because you don't want to take a break from us because you watch us on your break. How about that?
Oh, I like that option.
And take care of yourself. Wash your hands. And see you soon.
And that's the show. Stalk us on Instagram at popoffsis.podcast and check out our Pop Off Sis YouTube channel.
We'll see you next time.
Pop off, sis.